Hello to you, my fellow Dark Ones, how are you guys doing today? How's life? You know, I have been thinking there are certain rules in Minecraft. Don't dig up, don't dig down, those are the only ones I can think about. But I also think in modded Minecraft we have a semi-understanding that we should not have a Draconic Reactor in the middle of your base. You might be thinking I'm breaking that rule, but no. We're going to have 2 of them. I have set up 2 Draconic Reactors, all of them have 4 stabilizers, which are 5 blocks away. Each one of them also has an energy injector, which is also 5 blocks away, and a few flux gates to control the flow of RF. And basically, that's it. The good thing about a Draconic Reactor is that it's literally the most efficient reactor ever. And if it doesn't explode at the start, it's never ever gonna explode. So don't you worry. So the first thing that we need to do is to check if we have power, which we do. The second thing that we have to do is to provide some power to the energy injectors. So on the flux gate, I do have bypass limit, which is always necessary. And on the flux gate, which goes to the energy injector, we're going to insert 100,000 RF. Obviously on both of them. So charge. Looks fancy, right? Yeah, you charge as well. The containment field is at 50%, energy saturation should also hit 50%, then the core temperature is going to increase. Well, you might notice that the energy saturation is rising very slowly, so we can increase the injection rate. So now it should rise more rapidly. Yeah, now that the energy saturation is at 50%, core temperature is rising. I did increase the power, I was lazy. It's now at 250,000 and we're extracting only 25,000. So I guess we activate. Oops, for a second the shield went down. I had to increase the power. The second one is fine. Containment field dropped, but it's going up again. It has been a while later and I have been extracting power from the reactors more and more. So far each one of them is giving us just under 700,000 RF. They can be improved by a lot, but I do have a very weird problem. First off, you might notice my TPS is fine. I mean, it's negligible, but my FPS is suffering. There's probably a problem with one of the mods and somehow it interacts with other mods, which the game doesn't like. I have installed observables and I realized cyclic is not the best, so we have to remove every single pipe from that. That actually does help your TPS a lot, but my problem is mainly here, so either it's the hostile neural networks or it's the drives when they're full, maybe not. Because it's at 112. Whatever it is, it's between this wall and that wall. I'm not exactly sure if that is something that we can fix, but let's give it a try. However, before that, we are going to start upgrading our energy crystals to Draconic. I thought maybe there's a problem with Draconic evolution, so I removed every single energy crystal. It's the best time to update all of them. So how do we fix the FPS problem? Well, I think we're going to go with AE2, the pocket dimensions. It is going to be a teeny tiny bit problematic because I have not automated any parts of this. I didn't think we're going to need them. You see, fluix is not automated. And that, I suppose, is going to cause a lot of problems. Well, I do have charged Certus quartz, but let's charge more. Actually, in the meantime, we should optimize the inscribers. The way that I understood everything is that in AE2, every single pattern provider can handle every single machine which is attached to it. So if we have a pattern provider in the center, it should put every single item that we want inside all of these inscribers. I just want the production to be faster, that's it. So for example, if we want some silicon, everybody got something, and everybody's working, and everybody should auto-export. Cool. It does work. It's just that I'm not sure if distribution is equal, it's not. So we do have to change the patterns. And making silicon is slow. Why? Okay. I'm having a pattern as a byproduct. That is the problem. So can we have some sort of a pattern that 4 stacks of silicon equals 4 stacks of the circuit? Will that help? We just have to make sure that all of them accept up till 1 stack. Yeah, that one got a stack. Okay, it does work if you have everything available, which we will fix silicon, don't you worry. Okay, so this system seems to work. Everybody's making processors. This system, however, doesn't really work. It just puts everything inside one charger, so can we do something like this? How would I know if it's up? Oops, yes, that way. And then, you know, put everything inside a crate and then distribute it between the chargers. Yeah, much better. Now we just have to take care of fluix. So as we all know, the way that we make fluix crystal is that we need 1 charged Certus quartz, 1 redstone, and 1 quartz. It has to be dropped inside a puddle of water and it does give us 2 fluix, right? So here is our puddle of water. We're going to have an open crate on top and a spruce barrel. The spruce barrel is going to receive a hopper upgrade, and I think if we drop anything inside, yeah, it goes inside the open crate and into the puddle of water. We're going to have a normalization field projector, whatever, and a pattern provider like so. that should work. Actually, we can change that by a bit by having this kind of a pattern provider and one absorption hopper. We're facing south. I don't know if I order 1000 fluix. Okay, everything goes in. Okay, that's going too fast. Blocking mode. So that was my bad. The vacuum hopper picks up everything. So I have a vacuumlator with a filter. It only picks up the fluix crystal. I used the hopper upgrade on the barrel just to make everything a bit more compact, but this is not going great. Because if you have a bunch of items, it just puts in the first item in. So if we use a better hopper upgrade, is it gonna be better? Do we get numbers? Okay, it's faster. So if I order 100 fluix, well, it's working. Yeah, with a better hopper, it does actually work. So with all of that done, we can have our spatial storage at a relatively decent rate. For using the spatial pylon and creating a pocket dimension, we're going to need a crazy amount of power in our applied energistic system. So I have made some dense energy cells. Let's use them. How many did I make? And I guess let us start with 100 pylons. I'm actually quite happy. It's making everything super fast. And talking about power, how are our reactors doing? Containment field at 40%, it's growing very slowly. Well, generally you have to extract power, wait for it to balance out, then extract more power. But there is a way to cheat the system. Instead of giving it 250,000 RF, we give it 275,000 RF. That means the containment field is going to raise rapidly, and then we can extract a bit more power. So we're pumping in 25,000 more, we're extracting 50,000. It should balance out. Also, the more power you extract, the hotter the core is going to be, so that's actually a good thing. And the hotter it is, it's going to generate more power. You know, I do understand that they never explode, but it's still a bit stressful. Anyways, our net gain is almost at 900,000 RF. That's good. Let's make the pocket dimension. All you need is a spatial IO port, and we want it to be 15 by 15. You know, basically we want 3 corners of a cube. However, the less pylons you have, the less efficient your spatial IO port is going to be. We are currently at 15% for a 15 by 15 by 15. It needs almost a billion RF. You don't have a billion RF, do you? No. So we have to make it more efficient. It's a bit of a dire wire, but this is a very temporary setup. And at least I can add more pylons. So our efficiency is now at 26%. That's not bad, but we still need 500 million RF. So let's add way more. 24 more pylons. We are at 34%. Such a waste of resources. Let's get more pylons. And in the meantime, check on our reactors. Okay, it's climbing again. So we can extract a bit more RF. Right? Yeah, pylons are ready, containment field is semi-stable. I got tired of adding more pylons, we are at 55.55% efficiency. So let's add more energy cells. You should have the exact same amount of power, it's consumed within 1 tick. Oh, we actually have more. Cool. Normally you should have a way back, but we do have our dislocator somewhere. I don't have my dislocator. It's a good thing I checked. It's in the system. So this teleports me back. Good. Prince Thomas is also going to come with us. And I could not put a button, so we do have a lever. And normally you should also have a block with you, which I forgot. But this works. And thanks to this weird mod that we have, we can even place down 1 more block on the floor. So can I go back home? Yes. Lovely. What? Yeah, he's falling down. It's fine. We don't need him anymore. Okay, so I did mention the pylons are just going to be a temporary setup, so let's make another dimension. This is a brand new one. Prince Thomas, you're not coming? Probably not. And I do have my block of dirt. So this is going to be spatial 2. I don't know. I'm not that creative. But if I'm understanding everything correctly, then we don't need to have the spatial pylons ever again. So let's vein mine everything. Well, I mean, it can be useful. In case the reactors explode, we can send them to another dimension. However, talking about dimensions, I have been reading your guys' comments, you know, regarding the question that I asked last episode, and somebody mentioned that if you put a shulker box and right click with a potato, you will go to the SCP dimension. Oh, really? Wait. What are you doing? So is it just potatoes? And bedrock. What if we vein mine? Yeah, it's just potatoes. It's like the deep dark. And it does give you a way back. That was really fun. That's a nice building block. And it's regenerating. Although I have no idea what to do here. But thank you, this was actually really fun. Anywho, that was really fun. But I have also been making some quantum entangled singularities. Well, not quantum entangled, just singularities. And we want to quantumly entangle them. Don't drop them away, please. Well, we got 2. That's more than enough. And I have also set up a quantum ring. So 1 quantum entangled singularity goes in, and inside our pocket dimension, we don't really need a ton of channels, so 1 P2P tunnel is more than enough. Oh, we only had 1 free. It's okay. 1 is more than enough. Device is online. Perfect. Everything is so dark, I have no idea what the dimensions are. I mean, I know what the dimensions are, I just can't see the edges. Okay. That seems to be the edges. The reason that we need a quantum ring over here is that my wireless technology doesn't really work. So instead of going back and forth, what we're going to do is that we're just gonna have a terminal here. And if necessary, a few connections. In this version, this doesn't require power, makes everything super easy. And I think I have literally every data model in my backpack. Also, I think the problem is with Ender IO conduits, especially when you color code them. And by sheer luck, everything is in the center. I have moved every single loot fabricator, every single simulation chamber, and most of our drives over here. Well, I am going to bring the rest of the drives, it's just that they don't fit in my inventory. Hopefully that is going to take care of the FPS lag. Otherwise, I don't really know what to do. I never had this kind of a problem. That should be enough drives. That should be enough loot. Okay, so I don't really know what's wrong with the FPS. I give up. But I want to try something. Last episode I asked you how would I fill that thing in. Somebody mentioned that there is going to be an energetic sheep, and if we gather its wool, it's going to generate power for us. So I guess let's order some sheep. I'm killing sheep with a chaotic bow. That sounds stupid. Well, we got the statue, so we can't spawn sheep, but we already got some sheep. If we hit them with lightning, they're now energetic sheep. Don't burn. So let's get some energetic wool. Each one gives you like 68,000 RF. Although you can use hostile neural networks. So that's a thing. I think we need more sheep. And preferably we want them to be white. So you're garbage. You can't change the color. Because the white wool actually gives you the most amount of power, right? So apparently there is a charger, which we can use in order to deposit the wool. It's very cheap. Let's go with the highest tier one. But there is a higher tier one with netherite. Fine by me. This one has a capacity of... I can't read that number, which is fine. So does the wool go in? No. Well, there is an energetic shear. The problem is that I'm charging it. Wait, you can fill it in without actually harvesting the wool? Does it go inside the charger? Yes. Let's not charge the hotbar for a moment. Well, you can right-click the wool on the charger. That works. And yes, you do harvest the wool. But instead of wool, you get some power. Sometimes it's infinite. You see? Okay. Maybe not always. But sometimes it is. I don't get this. That's 5 million RF. Are you sure this is the way to do this? Okay, so I do have a few ideas based on Apotheosis, if it works. We're a bit strict on space, so we're going to use pylons instead of bookshelves. And I do have some Tome of Others. Temptation is not what we want. Beer fishing. Probably not. Holding. That's actually quite nice. But not the one... What? Mystical Enlightenment. I didn't know you can get that. The enchantment that I wanted was Growth Serum and Worker Exploitation. Which unfortunately is really not gonna happen because, well, I enchanted a lot of books and I tried to trade, but it doesn't work. You can't have trades with normal villagers. Apparently it only works with these guys. Well, at least it didn't work with a librarian. However, one of the things that I noticed is that if you shear the sheep, you get some wool, but that wool is only worth 68,000 RF. If you use the actual shear from the same mod, you get 100,000 RF. And I was like, okay, let's go with dispensers, the vanilla method, but then I remembered we have the item user. And it's way faster. So if we put a sheep in the pen, every time that it's shearing it, we're getting 100,000 RF. 20 makes it 100,000 RF per tick. 40 makes it 200,000 RF per tick. And my main problem is, I can actually do that on my own. Relatively easy. I don't really think this is worth it. It's good for early game, but later on, not really. Besides, you either have to kill them or wait for them to grow their wool. Anyways, I have a problem and I need your feedback. Yeah, what else is new? Hi. So the FPS lag is kind of putting me off and I don't really know how to fix it, but my question is not regarding that. My question is, how do we make a finale? I mean, how do we end this series? Our next series is going to be all the mods 10. It should be stable enough. So anything from Ars Nouveau as well as occultism, well, we're going to do it there. I mean, right now I don't really have anything to automate using a spell turret. Unless I make something up. Or I don't know, I can use a Starbuncle to retrieve something, but we have already done that millions of times. I don't really think anybody wants me to automate a pure daisy, but if you want, that's something I can do. That's basic Botania. Well, the Age of Hoarding is a bit weird, because we have accidentally done some of them. It's like making a colossal chest, using Inception upgrade. I don't know why you would want to have a backpack in a backpack, but that's easily done. Everlasting upgrade is like soulbound, which again, I don't really know why you would need that. RF tools is something that I really wanted to try, but again, I don't need anything. Well, the Age of Dragons, we have almost done everything. I don't really like the Staff of Power. This is why I never made it in any version. Sometimes I just did it for fun, but otherwise I never used it. Age of Simulation is also almost done. This one is also done. The Chaos Guardian data model can also be done. It's already at 70%, so it's not that far off. I'll be very honest with you, I'm not gonna do the Age of Craziness, because collect 240 different hats. Whoa, I don't like hats. I like the sombrero. The only thing remaining is the Age of Excess. Fill the tier 8 Draconic Energy Core to max. Fill an Infinity Tool to max. And create a max-size passively cooled reactor. Well, the Infinity Tool can be fun, but it's just AFKing. The Draconic Energy Core and the passively cooled reactor, I think, are related. So if you make a max-size reactor, you might be able to fill in that thing. However, the main problem is actually uranium, because in every single mod pack you have uranium seeds. Here there are no seeds, I have to make it with dyes, I have to process it, so I can never keep up with the consumption. True, I can make a dimension out of uranium, but there are no quarries. I mean, there's not even a builder from RF tools, it has been disabled. And I just realized that's actually a beautiful painting. So you tell me what kind of a finale you want. If you want the max-sized reactor, I can do that. If you want that thing to be filled, I don't know if I can do that, but we can try. But just a bit of a reminder to you, in Meatball Craft we are producing like 35 million RF per tick and it takes 1000 years to fill it in. Or maybe 950 years, but you get the gist. Even if I increase everything by 10,000 times and go to 35 billion RF, it's still gonna take a month. So this was a really good series. I consider it very successful because apparently you guys liked it. But I'm not really a person to drag things on just for nothing. I mean, probably you don't want me to make an episode to say, hey, here's some demon fruit. Here is spirit fire. Or this is other stone. I don't know. Or this is the demon dream essence. Other wood. And you know, white chalk. That's like a few tasks on its own. So if you have any ideas for a finale, please let me know. If not, I don't know. I'll think of something, I guess. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.